Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, if you are preparing for front-end interviews at companies like Razorpay, Swiggy, or Flipkart, you will often face a real-time machine coding challenge. So, one common question that you will come across is build a reusable tabs component from scratch. So, in this video, I will walk you through how to build this step by step using React and Tailwind CSS in under 10 minutes. And if you stay till the end, I will also show you how you can reuse this in any project, any portfolio project or any production based project. So you can apply this anywhere. So our problem statement, we will see what is our problem statement and how we can tackle this. So we need to build a tabs UI component. You must have seen in many websites that we have multiple tabs component, and if you click on one thing, it can show you the data based on that selected component. So the tab title should be dynamic, the selected tab should be highlighted, and clicking on tab changes the content and it should not reload, and it should be fully reusable across your apps. So this is our basic requirement. So first of all, let me create one project. So I will create project using Vite. So for that, I will do npm create Vite at the rate latest, and I will give the name as tabs. The name of project is tabs. Inside this, we will create our all the components and we will write the code inside this tabs component. So let me proceed from here, and I will go from React, JavaScript, and in tabs you can see the folder has been created. Now we have to do npm install, so it will install all the packages. So first we have to go into tabs folder, so cd tabs, we will go in that folder and there we will do npm I. So now we are in the tabs folder. Now we will do npm I and it will install all the dependencies in our project. So it is installing. Till then we will see how we can install tailwind css. So we will go tailwind css and we will check the docs from here how we can install tailwind css in Vite project. So if we open this first website tailwindcss.com, we will see this and we can click on get started, and you can see installation using Vite. So you have to run this command, control C, you can do this terminal and paste it here. If you paste it here, the tailwind css will be installed, and our all the dependencies has been installed already here using npm I, and we can do this import tailwind css into our vite.config.js. It is just a dependency thing, so we have to do this thing all the time you want to use tailwind css. So not this one, I think this is not copied here. So import tailwind css, this one, and this one I will paste it here, and also here I will do tailwind css. I think it is tailwind css full, tailwind css full. So you have to write tailwind css with bracket. So it has all the dependencies that is there you can use from tailwind css, and in your css file you have to do this thing, import tailwind css. So you have to do this import tailwind css. So we will go in our source package and there we will see index.css. This is our the pre-built code, something are there default by Vite. So we will erase that and we'll put our index.css code. App.css, you can delete this file also, it is of no use. So we will delete this. We will move to recycle bin, and this is our main index. It is index css, it is importing, and in app.js we can remove all these codes, boilerplate code are there, and you can do hello world and we will remove all these and imports. And app.css we have already deleted, so we will remove that one. And now if we do npm run dev, so this will start our server, and we can see our project go live on localhost. So we can click here and it will open our project. So you can see hello world over here. So everything is working fine. Now we have to check if the tailwind is working correctly or not. So we have to give class name. So class name we can give bg red 500, suppose we can give anything. And so the background is becoming red, so I think everything is working fine. So now let me again take you through the problem statement. So our problem statement is we have to make tabs. Tabs should be dynamic. It should be dynamic means like all the content should be dynamic, and we can reuse that. Then selected tab should be highlighted, means if you have selected, it should be highlighted in different color. Selected tab should be highlighted, and if we click on it, clicking should change the content but should not reload. This is one requirement. And last one is it should be fully reusable across the app. So this is our basic project requirements. So we can write here as requirements, and we have to focus on these things. So all right, I have already created a basic React project and configured everything. So you can see we have configured Tailwind CSS and also created the project. Now we will go through the folder structure. So the folder structure is most important thing while working on any React project. So we will first make one folder inside source, and we will make it as component. Inside that component thing, we will make a new folder and we will name it tabs. And inside this tabs, we will make new file and we can give it tabs.jsx or js. So for rendering all those things, we can follow one pattern. So like we can create a new folder called pages, and inside that pages, you can create a new file and you can name it tabs demo page.jsx. So this is our pages thing, like where we will be rendering all those things. And app.js is already our entry point, that is already described here. So let's start with tabs component. So inside tabs component, we will work step by step. So first of all, let me make it RAFC. So we will do RAFC means like our functional arrow component it is. So with RAFC, you can make your functional component. If you don't know how you can do this setup, so from here you can do ES7 and you will see one package. You can install this package and then you can use this. So I have installed this one, ES7 plus React Redux. So you can install this package as well, and then you can use these shortcuts RFCE, all those things. So first of all, we will do this tab component. So we will remove this import thing because already after React 18, it is not important to import all those import React and all. And we have to use import use state. So use state is important thing. So state management is done by use state in this machine coding round. So you have to explain all those things while you are making this project in interview. You have to explain all the things, all the steps that you are going to make. And first of all, we will do state management. So by default, we will make one active index and set active index. Means by default, we will be setting the first tab to be active. Means use state 0 means it will take 0th element. We will pass the array, and in that array the 0th index means the first thing that we have in our tab array, it will be by default active index. So for this one we have made one state management thing. Now we will do these things. So inside this we will make a div, and we will give class name at end. So after making one structure, we can do all the class things. So inside this div we will make another div, because the outer div will be the container, and inside this div we will run over iterate over tabs. So this tab component will take one props, that is tabs. So whenever we are rendering this tabs thing, it will go through take tabs and will iterate over that tab using map method. So inside this one we will write our javascript. So we have to write javascript using this curly braces. So tabs dot map. So we will iterate through this one, and it will take one tab and one index from all the things, and then we will iterate over this array using array function we are using. So tabs.map, it will take one tab and index, and inside that we will render one button. So every element will be a button with a key. So key we can give as index, and we have to explain all those things like why we are giving key. And if you don't give key, then it is a big red flag. So you have to explain, and we have to mention why we are giving the key thing. And on click we will do one thing, like we will invoke one function, that is set active index, and will set that index to the active state. So you are managing the state here. This is the on click thing. And we can give class names and all. And class name we can give now. So class name I want to give, because we want to give class name based on the state. So if it is in active state, then we have to apply some other class, and if it is not in active state, we have to apply different class. So it is conditional rendering, you can say. So we will be using javascript for this. And flex 1, we are using flex. Padding 2, padding x 4, text to be center, and text to be small. And if you don't focus on css much also, it is fine, because the logic should be perfect in your machine coding round, and they don't focus most on the css part. Here for the broader audience, we are doing to focus mostly on everything React, CSS, and all the logic part as well. So border b2 we have given. Transition we can give as all. Duration we can give 200, and inside this we can do our conditional rendering using dollar prompt. And if it is active index, then we will show some different thing, means it will be in blue color. So text blue 600, we will do that. And border blue 600. And if it is not an active state, then we will do text gray 500. So this will be in double quotes. Text gray 500, and border transparent, and we can give hover text blue 500. So if you hover over there, it will be having little bit of bluish color. So this was the thing. And so this is our active state is active, then we will be showing text blue. And if it is not in active state, then we will be showing different thing. So this was our basic structure for that button class. And inside this we will go as tab dot label, because we are working on tab, and we will be passing that tab thing like as a prop, and inside that we will have one label and one content thing. So label is one property and content is another property. Label we will show in the button. So text dot label will show the content of the button, and the content we also want to show. So content will be outside the div. So Outside this div, we will show the content. So I will make a comment here, and we'll do tab content. So this is our tab content is here. So tab content we can give as outside this div tag. We will make one another div, and in this div we will give tabs of active index. Whichever active index we have, we want to show that content only. So active index dot content. So whatever active tab is there, we want to show that content only. And the class name we can make it, to make it beautify, is p4. Padding will be 4, bg gray 50, and rounded, border large, and shadow. So this is our property that we want to give to this element. So this is our code, and now I want to give the class name to the outer like div outer container. So class name we can give width full, max width of 2xl, and also max mx auto to make it in the center. So this was the basic outer component the class, and inside another div we will give the class name as flex border bottom. Border color should be border gray, 200 or 300 we can give like that. So this is our basic tabs component, you can see. And if you render this in the app.jsx, here I want to render this tabs thing. So you can see I will remove this class name, and if we go here, so as of now we are not seeing anything because we have not passing in the prop of tabs, and we have to pass that tabs prop. See, you can see reading map null undefined because we are not passing that prop thing as as of now. So we have to do that thing first, then we can see that thing. So for rendering this, we will go in the tabs demo page and will create arrow functional component, and we will import tabs here. So our tabs is imported, and now we will do the data, like what data we want to render. So we will make an array of object tab data, and it will be an array of objects with two property label. So first one is label, and second one will be content. So label we will be giving overview, and content you can give this is a overview content. So this one is the first thing, and the second label we want to give is features, and content you can give as, you can give any content like ul, like you want to render one list. Class name we can give list disk, and 5 this one. And if we go inside ul, we will give list items as fast, secure, and reliable. So this one is our another label and content, and now we want to give another content and another label. So label will be pricing, and content we can give it as in p tag, free for personal use and educational use. So this is our third label, content, label and content, and label and content we have given in our tabs data. So tab data we have created, and now we will render our main component here. So inside this div we will render our heading h1, and we will give reusable, so reusable tabs component, and we will be giving a tabs component, and we will be passing here tabs is equal to tabs data that we have declared here above. So now in this tab component that we are entering here, we are passing this tab thing, and in this tabs component we are catching this prop here, and we are iterating over using map method, and we are rendering the heading, that is label, as a button, and we are also showing the content of active index. So this is the bin logic that is going through here. Now if you want to see that here, and because our in our app it is showing reading map null undefined, so means like in our app.jsx where we are entering this tabs, so we are not passing through all the data. So you can do one thing, like you can in app.jsx you can come and you can render this tabs demo page, and we can remove these tabs. So what happens, we will see everything in a flow. So we are entering tabs demo. First of all, let's see the demo, like how it is showing here. So you can see the reusable tabs component, and this is a overview component. So there is few issue here. You can see that the heading is not rendered properly. So the issue here was something in the map function. So the curly braces, it should not be there, it should be parenthesis. So if we do this and remove this semicolon, then you can see our code will be running perfectly fine, and you can see this s has been coming over here. So you can see the output is perfectly fine. If we go on features, it is coming. On pricing, it is showing the rendering the thing that should render based on the tab active. Here features is active, so it is showing the features thing. Overview is active, so it is showing overview thing, and for pricing it is showing the pricing thing. So like this we can do all the properties that we can see, and we can render over here. And let me fix this heading part. So this heading reusable component, it is not showing perfectly. So class name we can give as padding of 6, minimum height of screen, and bg of white we can give through this. And to this heading we can give class name as text to excel, and we can give font to be bold, we can do margin bottom to be 6, and text to be in the center. So now if after applying all these things, you can see the project is running perfectly fine. And this is your first machine coding round problem, and I will be continuing this series, and in next video we will be solving another problem in machine coding round. And that's it. We have built a fully functional and reusable tabs component using React and Tailwind. This kind of machine coding questions help you prove your understanding of state, props, reusability, UI logic, and core to any front-end job. And if you want more such front-end interview level challenges, you can subscribe to this channel, and you can see the description. You can also join our free WhatsApp community where we help students become front-end job ready. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.